More than 2 weeks, an inhumane act was countered with inhuman effort in Oklahoma City. Crews working round the clock to find bodies.
But they'll stay home this weekend. The unspeakable has been spoken. Nothing more can be done. The final toll of Oklahoma City is 167 dead, including a nurse who died during the rescue effort.
We're going to be able to return 164 people to their families. Unfortunately, we have 2 that we can't.
2 women are still buried under concrete, but shadowed by an unstable pillar. Moving the rubble could bring the building down, so they decided to get everybody out, demolish the building, and then go back for the final 2 victims. Today, the 1,000 people who risked their lives came back for one last look and tribute.
Meanwhile, a Justice Department spokesman is suggesting the Oklahoma City bomb trial may actually be heard in Springfield, Missouri. John Russell says Timothy McVeigh and other captured suspects may be indicted in Oklahoma City, but the trial will probably be moved for various reasons, and Springfield, Missouri meets many of the criteria needed for a high-profile trial, including a maximum security federal prison close to a courthouse. Springfield is also relatively close to Oklahoma City.
Former Illinois State Trooper Ralph Syverson has been given a 25-year prison term. That sentence handed down in Ottawa today for the man accused of killing his estranged wife's lover. Syverson shot Gail Rapp 14 times after he found Rapp in bed with his estranged wife Mary Ann. Prosecutor had asked for as much as 90 years, but Judge H. Chris Ryan reduced that, citing Syverson's mental state and lack of criminal record. Prosecutor says Syverson did have a criminal past.
The fact that while he was still a state trooper, he possessed and used marijuana, and that obviously, again, sends a bad message to the public that we, in this case, had an officer, a sworn officer, continue to impose a double standard on the public when he continued to engage in criminal conduct.
I don't know if you can ever consider a 25-year sentence a victory. But you got to remember, when we started this case, we were looking at capital punishment and the death penalty, so we've come a long way from that.
Ralph Syverson could be out of prison in 11 years under good time provisions.
O.J. Simpson faces more legal bills. The family of murder victim Ronald Goldman is suing Simpson for wrongful death. The Goldmans want large punitive damages and funeral expenses paid. Ronald Goldman's birth mother has filed a similar suit. Judge Lance Ito ended the week impatient with lawyers again. At one point, he told prosecutor Hank Goldberg he was boring the jury with repetitive questions. The defense may have a wake-up call waiting. Attorney Bob Blazer claims they have tests proving O.J. Simpson's blood drops contain preservatives.
State what my good faith basis for asking that question was, and that is that our experts have looked at the FBI results and have said that it's present.
If true, it could back up the defense theory that the evidence was tampered with and that O.J. Simpson was set up. South Carolina legislators are worried that the Susan Smith trial is going to become a, quote, mini O.J. trial.
And for that reason, they're moving to establish a death penalty fund. State Senator Harvey Peeler says Union County cannot afford the estimated $330,000 that the Smith trial is going to cost.
We feel like this is going to be more of a media event centered from Richland more than a death penalty trial. It'll be a mini O.J. Simpson trial is what it's going to be.
The death penalty fund would apply to only a trial that costs at least $250,000. Any county in the state can use the funds but cannot use more than $500,000 at one time. That fund money will come from court fines and will continue to be used even when the Susan Smith trial is over. She's charged with drowning her 2 sons and faces the death penalty if convicted.
A Peoria school bus driver has been suspended without pay after being arrested for sexual misconduct. 58-year-old Volker Mitchell was accused of fondling children earlier this week. He was arrested yesterday after a 9-year-old told her foster mother about the alleged activity. Other students on the school bus corroborated the student's story.
A New York City Roman Catholic priest was arrested today for allegedly trying to rape a woman in church. A 30-year-old woman filed a complaint against Reverend Albert Fernando, saying she was attacked about 1:30 yesterday afternoon at the Sacred Heart Church in Staten Island. Fernando has been charged with first-degree sexual assault, first-degree attempted rape, and first-degree unlawful imprisonment. Fernando's on sabbatical from India. He arrived in the United States only 3 months ago.
An Illinois State University faculty committee says ISU President Thomas Wallace is not guilty of misconduct. Wallace has come under fire for privately taking an extra paycheck from the ISU Foundation. Faculty members assessing him said Wallace's leadership style doesn't always serve the university well and that Wallace often fails to include the faculty in his decision making. They also said how he handled his salary was unacceptable. The committee wants Wallace to be more responsive to the faculty and to make full public disclosure about his salaries. Thomas Wallace has released a statement saying it's time to move ahead.
An above-average mortality rate at a Northwest Indiana hospital has brought about some major staffing changes. Today, 11 cardiovascular surgeons at St. Margaret Mercy Hospital were assigned to other procedures at the hospital. They're being replaced by a new team of surgeons.
That was to try and build a better program for the community. Northwest Indiana has higher than desired mortality rates for open heart surgery, and we hope that by bringing in a high volume group of surgeons, we'll be able to get our numbers down and improve the quality of care.
According to the hospital, more than 8% of the people who had open heart surgery last year died. That's more than twice the national average. A hospital spokesperson said economics and reputation helped them select the new team of surgeons. Their mortality rate is just above 3% for over 900 surgeries. Still to come tonight on News 25 Nightside, there's more for Olio Township and all of Central Illinois,
including a dare to devour the hottest jalapenos of the Southwest.
And once we cool down, we warmed up outside. A beautiful day. How about the weekend? We'll talk to Jim next.
On all escorts, all is fired.
It's Sherman's 19.
Cullinan Properties says Northwoods Mall isn't cutting it. The developer conducted a study and found that Peoria could afford adding up to 1.9 million square feet of retail space. So it hopes to invest millions of dollars and build a second mall. Shoppers are excited about the proposal.
I think there's probably a need for more shopping also, yeah. I know in other areas there seems to be more in the way of variety, more different chains.
While Northwoods wouldn't comment about the possibility of competition, Cullinan Properties say the complex has nothing to worry about.
For the same reason that you see, several fast food places open right next door to one another, or the reason you see 4 gas stations on the corner, good retail always breeds more good retail.
The Peoria City Council is expected to vote on the plan at the end of the month, and if everything goes as planned, groundbreaking is scheduled in about a year.
One of Bloomington's most historic homes will soon become a bed and breakfast. The owners of the Scott Vroman Mansion at Taylor and Clayton Streets have received city approval to open a B&B. George and Betty Politis have restored and furnished the 35-room home over the past 12 years.
The dining room table is the main feature as far as we're concerned, because one of my former students had purchased it and wrote us a letter and offered to sell it back to us. We've traveled many miles in collecting things for the house, and that's been fun too, because that's the way we spend our vacations, is going around and looking for things that belong in this house.
They found, for example, some 91-year-old light bulbs in Colorado still in the original packaging. Home's owner Matthew Scott, founder of the city of Chenoa, and son-in-law of Vice President Adlai Stevenson.
I thought you were the founder of Chenoa.
It only seems that way.
Oh, okay. For some people, that weekend away is their idea of fun.
But for a few brave souls in Pekin, their idea of fun is considered a little insane by others. Dana Kozloff joins us to explain this rather hot activity. Dana.
Hot, definitely. Fun, not necessarily. That's the consensus of those who risked stomach and tongue to win a jalapeno eating contest. Get ready, get set, chow. That's exactly what these men are prepped to do. Eat jalapeno peppers one by one. Whoever eats the most in 15 minutes wins. But why would anyone want to win?
Just friends daring me to do it. I don't know. Peppers are good. I can eat a lot of them.
I thought it sounded like fun.
You're going to eat peppers because it sounded like fun?
Well, I do like hot peppers. I'm not sure if I'm in the right class of the categories of how competitive this might be tonight, but so far so good. I haven't had one yet.
It's all part of Margarita Mexican Restaurant's first annual jalapeno eating contest, and winning won't be easy with these judges.
I'm looking for real hardcore jalapeno eaters. I think probably like smoke coming out of their ears.
Looking forward to 3 bites on each pepper, and We'll see how they withhold or stand up to this.
Why aren't you up there?
Oh, gee, I'm not nuts.
Ready, set, go! How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling?
As the minutes tick by, heartburn sets in.
There's a little thing, Tim.
Mercifully for some contestants, it's over. Jeremy Capps wins, only to compete again in the finals.
Okay, and so I'm challenging you, Mike, with Mac officiating, and Jim, you're our witness.
Okay.
See who can take a bite of this jalapeno.
We're not very bright in TV, are we?
No. It's Friday.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Oh, man. That'll burn through the counter.
Actually, I really like hot peppers.
Oh, no way.
These aren't bad.
We should point out this is Cinco de Mayo, the Spanish-American festival, which is observed by the burning of the tongue.